Alright guys, I just want to do a quick video on the install of a CB antenna system in a 2014 Silverado. This should work for 2014 on up to at least 2018 say. I'm not sure about 2019 on, but if you have this body style or the 2014, 2015, 2016 body style, I just want to show you what's going on here. So I had to fabricate some custom mounts here. These are because I have this cap here, or camper shell, or topper, whatever you want to call it. I must have spent hours Googling to see if anyone else had the same problem. Apparently no one does. But this is a Lear cap, and as you can see, it has a lip that comes down to cover the plastic on top of the bed rail. And so I couldn't just buy the Firestik mount that comes straight out, because I'd have to bend it, and the Firestik mount is actually too short to do this with. I had to make this mount. I actually copied the design from Firestik, changed the dimensions a little bit, and I actually had to make the overall length an extra inch longer for this to work, and it is almost exactly the perfect length. And this is 6061 aluminum, hard to bend. You got to be very careful bending this stuff, or it will break along this line here. If you're going to do this, I'd recommend 5052 or 3000 series aluminum. For it's better bendable, more bendable, and it won't break as easily. But this is just what I had laying around in the shop as scrap. So I got the fire ring here. You can mount it on the bottom or the top. I chose the top just to give me, I don't know, a little bit extra height. They say, from what I've read, you want at least 2/3 of the antennas seeing each other if you're doing a co-face setup. And I think I'm right on the edge there with the spring, the stud, and the fire ring. And when you do this, you are going to need the 18-foot coax. You might be able to get away with the PL 259 plugs, but I got the firing one, and it's 18. It's two 18-foot lengths that go into a splitter, and I have a foot extra left over, so it's going to use most of the cable, at least the way I have it run, unless someone can find a better way. So anyways, here's how the cable path goes. It's going to go up under the cap, down the back of the bed, and I chose not to go through the vents because I didn't want to deal with the flaps being open and all that, and I apologize, but the truck is a mess. I have kids, so you know how that goes. But anyways, it goes down the back of the bed, and I'm just going to crawl under here. You can see it comes down the back of the bed here, and then right on this lip here on the bottom of the frame, there's a couple convenient holes all the way down, which is nice for running this. So I have it go to that one, and then up to the second one, and then if you can see here, there's a plug. What you're gonna have to do is, I used like an awl, if you use like a scratch awl or something, to poke a hole or make a little starter hole, then use an 1/8" drill as a pilot, and then go in with .4219 drill, which is, I believe, 27/64 maybe. I could be wrong on that. I forget. I can post it in the description. So I had to poke a hole through there, and that's 420 to fit the mini UHF connector on the splitter end of the fire ring co-phase coax cable. If you use a PL259 plug, or one that terminates in the full-size plug, you're gonna have to drill that hole bigger, obviously. But if you get this cable, it'll be a dream. It's really easy because you could actually fit it through the factory wiring harness, and which I'm gonna show you right now. Okay. So once it comes up, that plug is right there. This is the driver's side. On the passenger side, there's a rear plug and a front plug, but you're gonna want to do the front plug. Just for the sake of consistency, I think. There is no rear plug on the side, or at least if there is, it's under the frame. It comes out of there, and you're going to have to pull the kick plates off the front rear kick plate and the B-pillar kick trim piece. But there's these little plastic tunnels that the factory wiring harness runs through, which is perfect because that's exactly what we're going to use. And you can see that cable comes out there, and goes right into this other one here, underneath this little tab. There's a plastic tab here, it goes under that, and then you can fish it right through. Comes out the front here. I can lift this up so you can see there's the end of the track is back in there, and it'll poke right out there. And then here, instead of pulling this cover off, because these clips are kind of down in there and I don't want to break them, the wire actually fits perfectly in between here and there. I use the flat end of my key to stuff it down in there. And be careful not to poke the coax too much. I actually forced it down in, and then just to seat it, use the key all the way up to the front. Comes out here. This is the front trim panel. It's going to be covering all this. And then it kind of goes up under there, and I kind of just have it woven around. But, I mean, that's kind of open to your own discussion. But here's the end of the cord that I'm talking about. The kit from Firestik has this type of connector on the end. It's a mini UHF connector, and that's about as small as you can go without having to cut and solder the cable and all that shit. And I didn't want to do that because with a co-face setup you do need it to be perfectly matched length, and I didn't want to go through all the soldering and all that. So this is about as small of a wire as you're going to be able to snake through, and it's about 420 thousandths in diameter, so just under a half an inch. And like I said, I used a .4219 drill to drill the plug out, so that's the size drill you're going to want to get that perfect fit. And it's just enough where I can just barely force it through, like just pops right in there. So yeah, and that's it for this. I'm going to get it put back together and then do an SWR check, and I still have to run power to the CB, but there's the splitter that it plugged into. And I wanted to show you my mount too as well for the CB. I wanted to drill no holes for this, at least no portable holes. So what I have is 2 pieces of Velcro here, and then my mount has I built this mount and welded it and drilled and tapped it so it sticks right on there without any holes. So I hope this helps out. I know it's hard to find information out there, but just hope that this helps everyone out. And I'm sorry about the truck being a mess, but hopefully now no one has to go through the struggle that I had to go through. See you guys later. Bye.